Okay, Coach Chad back here with the ring thing, and we're going to be working on muscle up mechanics in this progression here so you guys can practice this outside of your group class training, okay? So let's go over some of the basics of the muscle up. I'll demonstrate one first, and then we'll talk through some of the things that you guys want to be working on when you're working on this movement with the ring thing. So the very first one is you're going to have a false grip, because this is a strict muscle up transition, so you're going to be needing that false grip position, which again I'll go over in a different video. So you're going to want to hang. You can either jump into the top of the dip first, or you can go down to the pull-up. Doesn't much matter, but I do like going from the top down, and then you learn the transition from the top. So little hop into the ring dip. In this position you can work on lockout position, so externally rotating your body and having your palms forward. This is your starting position. You will slowly lower yourself into a full dip. So rock bottom dip based on your range of motion. Now my thumbs are out here. I'm going to draw my thumbs to the midline of my body, bringing my elbows in, holding my hook grip, coming all the way down, rotating out the top, and then as I pull, I'm going to want to pull keeping my body close. So I want to keep the line of action as close to the center line as I possibly can. So you can see my false grip is on, my elbows are locked in, and I'm bringing my thumbs down the midline of my body, okay? A couple classic examples that were always used is, imagine you're Hulk Hogan ripping off your shirt. You'd grab your collar and rip down the line of your pecs, okay? That's how you want to think about pulling up through this position. So you're here, pull, rotate through into the bottom of the dip, perform your dip, okay? Now, when for a lot of us that maybe are strong enough to do a few pull-ups, you might be able to do too many repetitions on here and not be able to get enough quality work on the muscle up. And if that's the case, what you want to do is you want to slow it down. So start working on eccentrics or tempo-based work. So you can do the concentric phase with normal speed, but stopping in every position. And then on the way down, you could do a more controlled eccentric, anywhere between maybe 4 to 10 seconds based on your strength. So I'll do a nice slow one, and it would look like this. So concentrically, hold that position, press up. Now I control my way down. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. So 5 1,000 on the dip, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000 on the transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1,000 on the concentric pull-up. So a total muscle up eccentric of 15 seconds. So you could do variations like that to make the movement more difficult, so that way you can spend more time strengthening the positions by just slowing the tempo down, okay? Making the movement a lot harder. Or you could do segments of the lift. An example might be just working on the transition, which is the hardest part for most, or the top of the pull-up, okay? So in this case, I would actually maybe use the example of a 1 1/4 at the top position. So let me show you a 1 1/4 pull-up. Pull all the way up, touch close to the chest, down, back to the chest, and out. Now, of course, you could do 1 or multiple repetitions of that, but what we're focusing on is top range strength in the pull-up with retraction strength. And then eventually we'll turn that into the turnover. So if you're not quite at the turnover position, that might be a really cool way to train the pull-up so that you have a little more time on attention, but you're focusing on the hardest part of the pull-up, which in this case is going to be the top section of it. Then after that, you could work on transitions only. So we could do this from top down or bottom up, but I'll go into the bottom of my dip, and all I'm going to do is transition out, keeping close to my midline, coming to the center, pulling myself back through, coming back to the midline, and back through. Okay, now that's 2 repetitions, but you could do anywhere between 2 and 10 repetitions of that position. And again, just strengthening up that turnover, that internal and external rotation that you go through in the muscle up would be a useful method of doing that. Another way would be the dip. So in the dip, press the top, all the way down, stretch the bottom position out, up a quarter, and back down. You could practice rotations and turnouts for gymnastics lockout position as well. So you can use the 1 1/4 in the dip, in the pull-up, and then you could also work transitions as well. And then you would have to set the rep schemes as well as the tempo based on your current strength level, and that may change as you progress as well. Of course, you could just do repetitions of muscle-ups in here. That would be a fine transition as well, or a strength curve for you to work through. And then other variations would be putting combinations together. So we'll just make one up here as I go. We'll start in the pull-up position. We'll do a 1 1/4 pull-up with a transition, back through a transition, into the dip. Down through the dip, through the transition, one more time, and down to the bottom. Okay, so you can see I've added multiple variations of putting that movement together, again, making the time under tension of the movement longer, but focusing on my weak points, okay? And that might be individual on each one of you guys, so you could play with putting different combinations of this together to get the most out of it, okay? I hope that was helpful, team, and I encourage you guys to come back and just simply give this tool a try. I think it's really great on motor control, so understanding the biomechanics and the positions of the muscle up, as well as developing strength through the entire range of motion for the strict ring muscle up. Thanks, team.